I think this is the latest I've ever shot a video. Some of this may be familiar to those who have watched my earlier videos, but nonetheless, let's get this down for the record. If you like this video, you know what to do, and hit the subscribe button down there for a Bond video every week. As of late, there have been headlines like this. People always drop me a text and ask me, "Hey Alan, what's up with Lashana Lynch as the new James Bond?" To which I always roll my eyes and go, down the explaining rabbit hole. But I think this leads into a common misconception about the James Bond series, and that is the codename theory. Some people think that James Bond and 007 are interchangeable codenames, but let me tell you why that's not true. Just to make clear what the codename theory is to everyone. Simply, the theory is 007 is not the only codename. Both James Bond and 007 are the codenames handed out to agents. So when the James Bond 007 agent is killed or retires, he is succeeded by a new man that takes the James Bond name. This theory simply just tries to explain the changing in age, different characterization, and the obvious change in appearance too, from 1962 all the way to 2002. It's sort of a neat idea that attempts to wrap up these continuity issues in a nice little bow. However, it doesn't stand up under scrutiny. Despite the change in appearance over the first 40 years of the Bond series, this is one man. Connery, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, and Brosnan are all the same Bond. Which is why we get nods to Tracy, his wife, references to previous adventures, even reoccurring characters. Then, when Daniel Craig came into the role, they rebooted the series, restarted the Bond story from scratch, a new continuity. But it's clear from his background, upbringing, and characterization, this is the same character we've known since 1962. We're just seeing a new version of that story. And in Skyfall, when Silva walks past the grave of Bond's parents, the stone reads this, because Bond is his real name, not a codename. So instead of trying to use the codename theory to explain away continuity issues, fans just need to accept that every time the leading actor changes, this is just a new interpretation of the same man. Exactly like Batman, Spider-Man, Sherlock Holmes, Jack Ryan, or for a more contemporary reference, the change in leading actors in The Crown. The list goes on forever. And a recast in Bond is just that, a recast. You have to accept that with this series. That's one of the big assets this series has. A built-in history of reinventing itself every couple decades. Sometimes when you recast a role, it's seen as the film before having failed, or a person in that role failing it. But with the Bond series, it's just a part of it, a built-in aspect of the series. So back to Lashana Lynch as 007, or as some people keep saying, she's the new James Bond. What does this mean? Firstly, she's not James Bond. The story of No Time to Die has Bond retired in Jamaica, and we know there is only one James Bond. However, the codename 007 is a title, a position in MI6. When Bond retires, a lot of ambitious agents are going to try and fill this spot. And it's nothing new to have female agents, even double O's. So it's nothing new to have Lashana Lynch in a role like this. But what is new is to have someone else under the 007 codename. In Bond's absence, he's been replaced. But that doesn't mean Lashana Lynch is going to walk into the casino wearing a tuxedo, order a martini and say, "The name's Bond, James Bond." However, when people ask about this and why she's 007, I say it's really exciting. And not for those reasons you think. The reason comes down to drama. When you tell a story, you want to challenge your hero on many levels. Emotionally, physically, ideologically, thematically. And if James Bond is retired, but has to return to the service, what would challenge his return the most? Being replaced. And being replaced by someone that represents a very different world to his. We know Bond is well, Judi Dench said it best.
Because I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. A relic of the Cold War.
But this is why No Time to Die could be brilliant. The team behind this film want Craig to go out on a high note. You can't do that with just big action scenes. you have to create a story that will emotionally challenge Bond.
For me as a writer and a director, it was essential to rediscover Bond. Where is he? After 5 years of retirement, who has he become? He's sort of a wounded animal struggling with his role as a 00. The world's changed. The rules of engagement aren't what they used to be. The rules of espionage darker in this era of asymmetric warfare. The people close to Bond, those he considers to be family, are at great risk. From the moment he's called to action to the end of the film is a race, not only to save the world, but their lives. No Time to Die is the culmination of all that Bond has become. With all that he's seen, all the trauma, the loss, what is that mission that will be his most challenging and most difficult? And that was our target. We aimed to do something extraordinary with this one.
Bring James Bond to the limits of all he has. Characters are defined by how they act when put up against unbeatable odds. How James Bond has done that in the past is why we love him so much. And this is what No Time to Die wants to do. Being replaced is just one layer of that. And I'm excited to see how it will play out. Well, that was just a very quick take on that news. And hopefully you're no longer a subscriber to the Codename Theory. However, I hope you're a subscriber to this channel. Comment below what you think of this. Imagine if Bond came back to MI6 and the new 007 that replaced them was Idris Elba. That would be a kind of fun meta joke, wouldn't it? Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And for now guys, take care, stay safe, bye.
Every Bond film has that thing. The danger, but also the emotional punch. Everything that was left unsaid will finally be said. This will be the final chapter for Daniel Craig.